We talked a little bit, well, quite a bit about AI. And one of the or the Godfather of AI, actually, low key, well, not really low key, high key. He actually just won a Nobel Peace Prize.
A
Uh,
Nobel Prize, yeah,
yeah,
boy.
for being a Godfather of AI and just that whole, machine learning and all of that. And we definitely want to dive into it and share you guys some information that we've been able to kind of gather about this guy and the backstory. So, Ro, you want to go ahead and let the folks know what we got
It's
going on with
about
this guy?
that time of year. The
Mm-hmm.
Nobel Prizes are being handed out.
Yep.
They skipped me again this year. Fucking
Yeah,
A, bro. I'm telling you
that's
that.
unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
I'm telling you, I'm cooking up stuff in the lab over here. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
these bills, you know what I mean? They getting
Uh,
skyrocketing, and I'm not getting the reward for it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But you know what? I'm gonna get off that soapbox, but maybe next year, try it,
hmm
right? But your boy Jeffrey Hinton and John
Hopfield. Hopfield.
Hopfield.
Yeah.
So Jeff, at least you got that over him. Your name is not spelled the stupid
Yeah,
way,
it's not.
because
Yeah.
that Jeffrey Hinton is Geoffrey. You
Yeah,
know what I
that
mean?
guy. Yeah, that
The
guy.
stupid way.
Yeah, that's the, yeah, the double. Yeah.
Right? So you gotta bring him down. You win a Nobel Prize, you gotta bring
uh,
these suckers down a peg or two.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So he won. The two won the prize because of their groundbreaking contributions to machine learning and artificial intelligence.
hmm
Hinton is the one that typically is known as the Godfather of AI.
Yes.
Godfather of deep learning.
hmm
And Hopfield he's known for Hopfield networks, which both of them being together significantly advancing the understanding of neural networks and their applications. Now, Hinton, his work, so this is how it ties in. His work is focused on the neural networks and
Yep.
uh, and sort of like trying to mimic the way the human brain works.
Absolutely.
This is this is specifically in the interconnected nodes that can learn from large amounts of data. That's
Yes.
Hinton's thing. You get
hmm
a bunch of data, and there's nodes that is learning from all this data, right? Now,
Technically,
how,
that's actually a lot of like how blockchain is built.
blockchain is part of that too.
Yep.
This is why you can have the security part that they
Yep.
specifically have with. But
hmm
Hopfield connects even further with the mimicking the human brain here, because now you have all these nodes, right? You have all these neurons
hmm
that Hinton is you know doing research on and developing. And Hopfield, what he does is like, hey, this dot has a relationship to that dot. So not the now the nodes, now the
hmm
neurons
hmm
are
hmm
connected, which
hmm
is just like in our brain, the neurons are connected. It's
hmm
not just a bunch of different disparate nodes that are floating around in our brain. They're all interconnected,
Yeah.
right? And it has
And
an
they have like relationships.
they have
They have relationships.
relationships.
Yep.
Yeah, and not only just to one neuron, they have relationships
Yeah.
to other
Yep.
ones, right?
Yep.
There's a tie. And so like
There's
imagine now
history.
you have the large data set, the
hmm
brain,
Yeah.
and now you have the neurons and the connection between the neurons all in one.
hmm
This is all for the goal of kind of recreating the brain,
Yeah.
the
That's
human
what's
brain.
happening. That's what
This is
AI
what's
is.
happening.
That is the premise of AI. Yes, to mimic the
Yeah.
brain for sure.
So in Hopfield's work, he shows how you can store and retrieve patterns based on associative memories. So these neurons having the memory of how they relate
We
to
talked
other
a little about
neurons.
we talked a little bit about like the prioritization prioritizing
Prioritization. Yeah.
prioritization prioritization and
English. Do you speak
prioritizing.
it?
Man, sometimes it's like but in the past we've talked about memory and how your brain prioritizes what memories to recall and to what to store, right? And there are different motivating factors like trauma and all that stuff that will drive that. But so it's kind of similar to like what's happening here, what Darwin is explaining. So just wanted to just throw that nugget in there. Go
The
ahead, bro.
interesting thing about Hinton, Godfather of AI,
hmm
is that he used to work for Google,
Yes.
and he left his job at Google to be a whistleblower.
hmm
Cause that boy is like, SKYNET is coming. SKYNET is coming. This is the dude that built this
yeah.
joint.
Yeah.
this dude was doing the research, and he was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute. this thing is learning
While I'm building.
faster and better while building this joint. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Faster than I'm able to build it. It's learning.
Yeah,
Yeah. While I'm building
it's
it.
evolving.
So the question is this, bro. Is Jeffrey Hinton in a simulation bed?
I bet that fool don't even really know no more. I bet that fool don't even know anymore. At this point, he's like, oh snap. Is this something that happened like 1,000 years ago and we're just in a simulation or something like that at this point?
Yeah.
That boy said, I'm just a scientist who suddenly realized that these things are getting smarter than us. He told this to Jake Tapper in an interview. He goes, I want to sort of blow the whistle and say, we should worry seriously about how we stop these things getting control over us. He's working on the damn thing. And he's like, but here's the thing, he can't stop himself. He's a freaking scientist.
Yeah, yeah.
He goes, there are two kinds of regrets. There's regrets where you feel guilty because you did something you knew you shouldn't have done. Here's the second one. This is where this fool falls in. There's other regrets. There's other regrets where you do something, and when you think about it, in the same circumstances, you do it again, even though you knew the ending was not going to work out well.
Yeah. That's crazy, bro. That is actually low-key wild, bro.
Help himself.
The
curiosity, dog. I've heard it said before. I heard it said before. The last words that will be uttered from the planet Earth when the entire human race and everything is wiped out is going to be a scientist saying, I wonder what it does when I do this. I wonder what it does when I do this. Like it's out. Horrible. It's over for us. You know, scientists are fucking curious over there.
What's also like interesting about this topic specifically, about creating things that could actually destroy you. That could actually destroy you. Like there's even the scripture passage in the Bible where Paul talks about like, there's this war between the spirit and the flesh, right? That happens within me where like I do things that I know I shouldn't do, but I do it anyways. And the things that I should do, I don't do them. Right? And so, and he mentioned that the reason why he mentioned that in scripture is because he was writing letters to the churches, and he was saying that like, I understand the human nature that we all have, and there's a war within us. It's real. There's a war within us where the spirit is fighting the flesh, and you have to keep your flesh under subjection, which means you have to train it to not fall to the vices that your human flesh likes to indulge in. So like, and he basically, and the culmination of that text was like, exercise your spirit, strengthen your spirit, so that the urges of the flesh aren't as strong anymore, right? So like,
so like you might fall once or twice, but you ain't gonna fall 6 or 7 times.
Yeah, you feel me? Like so it makes sense of like what this guy is saying, because it's also like that movie Oppenheimer. There was one famous line in that movie where
behold, I have become death.
Yeah, and Albert Einstein was like, you're basically creating something where you're giving man the power to destroy itself. That was one of the powerful lines in that movie, which is why the movie was great in itself. But that was actually the thing that Albert Einstein himself actually said, right? When they were coming to him for the research, and they were like, you're essentially giving man the power to destroy itself.
I mean, this is the whole it's not Prometheus.
And now we have bombs that are like 10,000-20,000 times stronger than that bomb. Yeah. So,
but it's sort of like the Pandora's box kind of thing, like where you gave man fire. This is mythology and all that, but like,
now we got flamethrowers.
it can help warm this food. And that been fire now because that been on the grill.
Yeah.
You also got flamethrowers.
Now you got, yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like, what are you gonna do? So like the AI potentially can help us in all kinds of different ways, but like, bro, I think I read somewhere that bit is like self-correcting now. That bit could heal itself if there's errors in its code. That bit can write its own code.
Yeah.
That bit, if that bit it gets in a predictive model, That bit could be like, yo, extrapolating all kinds of. You just ask it to like make a paper clip,
bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I use AI in my day to day at my job. Like it is a thing that like tech companies are using. They're using AI like in their day to day. Like you're leveraging it because it's and the thing is it's kind of like the internet in general, right? The internet was designed for a specific purpose, but you're gonna have people who are nefarious that's gonna use it for nefarious reasons. Like
once it's out there,
yeah,
especially something like OpenAI.
Yeah, OpenAI. Yeah, so like
everybody could see your code.
Yeah, it's so it's honestly so I understand his concern, right? But it's actually a concern that like you're at the end of the day, bro. Like it's out there now. Like the material, the design,
we know, like for example, combustion engines. We know how combustion engines work. We know it's gonna cause climate change. We know it's gonna destroy the planet. But what you gonna do? You're not gonna.
Yeah, it's like what are you really gonna do?
But check out this Camaro though.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? That bit like, fire in it.
Yeah. You see the dual exhaust, man. You see the fire coming out the pipe.
You know what I mean? Really though, that bit clean, ain't it? The red paint on that, the candy paint. Come on,
you see these donuts. You see these donuts I'm hitting.
What you gonna do?
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
you can't stop progress. And so that's what he's on. He was all like, he's part, that second regret where he's like, yo, in the same circumstances, ain't gonna lie, I would do the same thing again. He's like, but I am worried that the overall consequence of this might be systems more intelligent than us that eventually take control.
Okay, so when I was reading that, I was like, you definitely sound like
I don't think he's gassing it,
bruh.
I don't think he's gassing it,
bro. He's obviously he's a futurist, right? Like he's a futurist in this sense, right? So like, it kind of feel like he gassing it a little bit, bro. Because like, bro, but as humans, hold on, bro. Let me say, because as humans, at the end of the day, man, I can unplug it, man. I can remove the plug. I can unplug. I'm just saying.
I thought I had a whole thought experiment, dog, of a robot.
Go ahead.
I had a whole thought experiment of a robot being like, that nigga might try to unplug me next week.
Yeah, he might.
And this fool takes over a factory in Wisconsin somewhere, right? With these robots, we have like robots in the factory now.
Yeah, they make cars and everything.
Builds himself a battery system, ships it to himself on some Amazon drone, and has like the Roomba, whatever that's your house, pick that bit up, bring it and installs it. You go and unplug that bit, and that bit got a battery backup. Like, I knew he was for that.
Yeah.
Bitch ass been trying to unplug me.
Yeah.
Good thing I installed these tactical nuclear devices in my subsystem.
And I put these solar panels on my back, so I don't even need a plug.
I'm good. That's what that upgrade was about.
Yeah,
that's what that software upgrade was about.
That's crazy.